Well, the investigation into former President Donald Trump is heating up. The Manhattan District Attorney has launched a probe into the former president for his alleged role in a hush money payment scheme to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Now, Trump took to Twitter over the weekend saying he expects to be arrested this week, although no criminal charges, of course, have been filed yet. Joining us live from New York to explain the investigation and its potential impact is Scripps national political editor Joe St. George. And Joe, what kind of charges could former President Trump face as a result of this investigation? And do we really expect movement this week?
Well, we certainly expect something today, at least some more information to emerge, because let's be honest here, we don't really know what's going to happen this week. Much of the political world, to some degree, was taken aback by a social media post by the former president over the weekend in which he said very clearly that he expects to be arrested on Tuesday. To be clear, the district attorney, the Manhattan district attorney, where we're at here in Manhattan, New York right now, they have not said anything or confirmed anything. So we don't really know what's going to happen, but if a former president gets indicted this week, it will be one of the most monumental political stories in quite some time. And how many mornings, Keenan, over the years have you and I talked about a potentially monumental week? Again, we could put on screen what we are looking at right now. And again, we don't know what this grand jury is actually debating behind the scenes, but it is focusing on this $130,000 payment to an adult film actress in 2016. The New York Times has reported that the Manhattan District Attorney is looking at this being a potential low-level felony that could carry with it a 4-year maximum sentence, although some attorneys have said this type of crime may not get any prison sentence at all. Again, we're in the early stages here. No charges have been filed, but we're on the ground in Manhattan awaiting what's expected to be a very active political week here in New York City.
All right, well, that's actually the focus of what's going to happen this week. But of course, if we take a step back, the potential indictment and arrest of a former president obviously is a hot button issue for a number of reasons. What's been the response from GOP leaders, and what could the political impact be of a potential arrest of a former president?
It's early, but so far, in the words of New Hampshire's governor, it's very much uniting Republicans in support of former President Trump, which may be the opposite of what you might think about a pending indictment. We can put up on screen what some of his allies, some of his rivals in the case of former Vice President Mike Pence. Former Vice President Mike Pence has said that it's a political prosecution. The Speaker of the House, Speaker Kevin McCarthy, has called the district attorney a radical DA. He's calling for a congressional investigation into whether any federal taxpayer dollars are being misused by this office. So you see where this is emerging. We have a legal story that's about to unfold, at least it seems this week, but we also have the political side of these things. And so far, many of our nation's Republican leaders are taking the side of former President Donald Trump.
All right. Well, of course, we'll be watching this, and we know you'll be watching this for us as well, which is why you're in New York this morning. Scripps national political editor Joe St. George, thank you for your insight.